my dudes. Hopefully it's all good. You know, hit that F5 if you haven't. If you didn't already automatically load. Hopefully we're good to go. Yeah. Are we good to go?
Gucci and the gang. Hopefully.
No, it reloaded. Yeah, it reloads. Sometimes it reloads for people. Sometimes it doesn't. I think Amazon is trying to improve Twitch since they acquired it because, you know, now they're associated with each other. But who knows? Yeah. Hopefully everyone's doing pretty good today because it's the day after Wednesday, also known as Thursday. And what does Thursday mean, Brian?
It does occasionally, and by occasionally I mean 99.9% of the time, mean Top Clack.
Top Clack, yeah.
Which is, you know, a show that we do where we sometimes talk about keyboards, and I'm kind of just rambling while I update this title.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you talk about keyboards, other times you talk about keycaps, sometimes you talk about our day, which we'll get to very shortly after I hit this intro, because we've got some stuff to talk about. Intro. I still need to make a new intro.
I changed the YouTube title before anyone started watching.
Oof,
Safe.
Perfect.
Safe.
Well, today is the 6th of September. It is a new month. And with this new month, how are you doing this week, Brian?
I am doing pretty darn well. Not a whole lot of news or anything to report from my end. It's been pretty standard of a week. Didn't get anything really for mail call either. So my week has been kind of boring, all things considered.
It happens. It happens. Hey,
and that's okay.
JTM83, thanks so much for 3 months in a row with that Twitch Prime. Every little support helps. What keyboard are you typing on right now, Brian? Tell us about it.
I'm typing on my TX60 right now with lubed vintage blacks and 63-point mean gram springs, as well as the cat profile, which I've been enjoying quite a bit.
Sky is 256K. Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. It's funny that you're typing on your TX60 because I'm also typing on my TX60 right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I got it right here. I got it right here.
Ooh, look at the red samurai. Nice.
Yeah, I guess that's a good transition into the mail call because this week for me is like the week of the G, M, and Cuz because I got GMK Red Samurai in, which I have right here on my Champagne TX60, and it's absolutely quite a beaut. When enjoying it. I just put it on this keyboard, so I'm like, yeah, it's gotta be using my TX60. Mine has it's kind of a weird combination mismatch of stuff. They are Zeal housings with his 67-gram springs, but the stems are Panda stems. And people in chat may be wondering, oh, why? Just why? Originally, these were MX Xylants, but I don't like the MX Xylants that much. So I took those stems out, and I still wanted it to be linear, but I didn't want it to feel bad. So I just grabbed insert generic linear stem because they're all pretty similar. And, you know, from making Holy Panda, I just have Panda stems lying around without any housing. So put them down, lubed them up real good, and it feels pretty good. So that's this board I'm typing on. It's really nice. But I also got some other mail. GMK Camping. Kono has finally solved all of their shipping woes, and these are going out. I think like 3 or 4 people from Arizona in our Discord are like, I got my GMK Camping today, which is funny because Koda uploaded a very cute picture of himself biting into his GMK Camping. So, base kit does come with the novelties, and the funny thing is, so I actually did get the space bars as well for no particular reason, but like a big but too. The most important part now about getting spacebar kits with GMK, from what I've heard from Input Club, is now they give you a GMK Ziploc bag. So now, after you open these dumb half shrink wrapped trays. You have a bag to put them in, which means you can take your tray and just put all the keycaps. And look how big this bag is too. Like this is big. This is a big size bag, between a quart and a gallon.
Yeah, you can fit a whole set in there. You can just throw your GMK tray in the trash and never look at it again.
Actually, funny thing. So I have like 8 GMK trays in my closet. And I was like, oh, I'm probably just going to give these out at the NorCal meetup. And Nathan Kim was like, I want all of them. They're all yours, bro.
Oh, yeah. I wind up throwing some of mine away, or I try to just give them away. To like local people. Yeah. Lunar Sama, Baby Feets, and Demo, thank you all for the subs. The Twitch Prime, well, and Tier 1.
So,
very nice.
I think if anything, even base sets should include these bags in the future.
Yeah, it probably has a GMK camping label on it too, which is pretty cool. They usually do that.
Yeah, the funny thing, the bag, the only label, okay, so it's just a GMK camping spacebar kit is a label for this whole bag.
Good enough.
Size context. Size context.
Yeah. Need some more Ziploc bags, because I don't like those trays. Take up way too much space for me.
Yeah,
I got something super cool in the mail. Actually, I got one thing.
Ooh, I like hearing your one thing.
I got one thing. It's not a sweet GMK set, or like all the stuff that you get, but I got one of these switch
yeah, dude.
And so I still haven't really put this to the test yet. I've opened a couple switches just to see what it's like, but I haven't really gotten down and dirty with it and opened up a full batch or anything. But it seems pretty darn effective so far.
I love it.
I'll have to compare it to using my normal method with fine tip tweezers and see which I'm actually faster with. But this definitely seems like a very promising tool.
Actually, to get one more thing. This might have been last week, but I didn't cover it. Actually, now I get some more things, actually. So I got this Bluetooth adapter from Handheld Scientific. I think MASSDROP was also running it. But I'm like, I don't want to wait till November for MASSDROP to send me this. So I'm going to spend $5 extra to get this like 2 to 3 months early. So what this basically is you plug your keyboard in here. And then you have to plug this into like a battery bank. And then this acts as a Bluetooth transmitter to give your keyboard Bluetooth, which is like, well, you still need a cable and it's like a thing you attach, but it's Bluetooth conveniently. I've used it, actually works pretty well. It has a very annoying light where every time you push a key, it flashes green, so I'm probably going to tape that up.
That's pretty annoying.
But it's supposed to be for like diagnostics to make sure it works. But I actually really like this. Well, actually what I'm working on is a case where it integrates like a battery and like a little loop, so it just plugs into like one battery thing, so it's like a 1 unit.
People are saying audio is off, that I'm way quieter than you.
I can fix that.
All right.
I can fix that. So
that's something that we can fix.
So that's what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna make a battery case and connect it to the battery, so you can just plug it into one thing instead of having a chain of stuff. But something really exciting, keyboard science stuff. I got 2 different dry lubes in the mail that I'm going to be doing some little something with. Dry lubes. I got some PTFE powder, like just straight up. It even says virgin PTFE. It's 2 to 3 microns average particle size, so that's nice and small. It's super powdery. And the other one is okay, molybdenum disulfide. Molybdenum? Something like that.
Drop the remix.
So, yeah, so I got some dry lubes, and I do want to try these out just to see what happens. Whether they can work on their own, or whether I can, like, use them in conjunction with a wet lube. Who knows? Who knows? So, gonna have something about this in the future.
Tokyo Coffee Nerd says, please don't inhale that.
Because, okay, so the thing, because for example, Superlube has PTFE particles in it. And the thing is, that's the theory is when Superlube dries out, it leaves behind the PTFE particles, and that helps provide this you know, right? So like I'm skipping that first part. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it. You know, science experimentation. It's a very big thing in our community.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. But without further ado, now's as good a time as any to roll into our news section.
Yes.
We do have a very interesting news doc for you today. Lots of really interesting topics.
Yes, and I just realized I don't think I set it up. I didn't even set up the news doc correctly. Hold 1 second, people. Don't worry, you'll see on the stream if you are looking at the streamerino.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. You are aware of the things I'm saying. But it's all good now,
yes,
because we're here to do the news, and let's start off with a group buy I'm really excited. Oh, so excited to see. Because this is something that Brian and I have been like saying, like, why don't people just make a great plain set? And this is it. The group buy for GMK Monochrome. It's black and it's white. It has contrasting alphas
There's
and
no other
mods.
bullshit going on. It's amazing.
No other bullshit.
It's perfect. It's so simple. This is something that the community's been lacking for so long, because we have black on white sets, we have white on black sets. We do not have a combination of the two on one set, which is surprising, because to me this is like GMK 101. Like, this should have been done so long ago. But you know, better late than never, I suppose. And here you go. This is where a couple people that were running very similar key sets decided to join together and just you know, make one key set, and they settled on the name GMK Monochrome. Covered an interest check about it a little ways back, and now the group buy is actually starting. So Kono will be your US and Canadian vendor. MyKeyboard.eu will be your EU proxy. And of course, to nobody's surprise, Z Frontier will be handling the Asia side of it. So no matter where you are, you should be able to get your hands on one of these. Prices, not too bad, actually.
Yeah.
For the 150 MOQ, that's like the lowest MOQ, it's going to be 145 US on Kono. TBD on the 250 and 500 MOQs. But this is the kind of set I feel like is going to sell fairly well, just because of how simple it is. There's not a whole lot going. There's not a whole lot to dislike about it. You can't be like, oh, I don't like black and white, because like that's not usually a thing, right? Like, usually people dislike specific colors.
This is actually like a good alternative to people who are like, I like the colors of Metaverse, but not how busy it is. This is like this is plain Jane, very nice and simple. It's monochrome. It's in the name.
There's no blinding neon colors. There's no sub legends that obscure, you know, what this is. You know, there's not even like accent keys as far as I'm aware. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any accent keys at all either. This is basic. This is a basic bitch key set, and I freaking really appreciate it. Yes, batch.
So, yeah. So, it's funny because I do hear for a lot of people when they design sets, there's always a big fight between using GMK WS2, which is the white they use here, and the more warmer white, because people are like, this white is too cool and blinding, and other people are like, well, the other white is like cigarette, being in like, you know, the white walls of someone who smokes cigarettes for, you know, 10 years in your room. So it's like,
they nailed this one. This one is perfect. I think the white absolutely has to be like as white as can be. In the black, same thing. It has to be as black as it can be. I think that super high contrast works really, really well here. This is a must buy for me. We need to get like a top clack must buy like stamp that we can put on stream.
Oof, a little with the sound effect. Okay, I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
That's something that should happen. Fantastic.
So check this out at your relevant proxies when you get a chance. Oof, gonna have to ask some favors.
Yeah, but this is a set I can't pass up. It's just too good.
Just too good. Actually, for me, another good set is our next topic, which is an interest check right now. So hopefully I can, you know, have some time to accumulate the required funds. We covered it in the interest check a bit earlier, but this is actually more details now, which is GMK Shoko, which will be running on Kono. These are like much better renders than before. It's like nice and
way better,
cool blue. Like everything's set. Like
I'm a big fan of this. I like the colors. There's not a whole lot more to say about it. I think it's a really good set. Personally, I think the accents are really nice. They're not too controversial, conflicting colors. I think this is a winner to me. Man, this sucks because now I'm gonna have to somehow buy this and monochrome.
But this is only an interest check. You have time.
Yeah,
you have
a little
time. So
I'll figure this out.
I like the description as it's a gentler Triumph Adler, which is like almost underselling how gentle it really. Like it's like if Triumph Adler is like a man of like a man in terms of like gentleness. This is like a fetus of gentle blue. Like it's just pale and gentle and just. That's my sound effect for the set. Just.
Yep. Positively divine IMO. Being an interest check, we don't really have any word on pricing yet. But as a very full set, there are a lot of keys in this set, including ISO and accents and stuff right in the core kit. I would expect this to be at least 160, if not 170, for the base kit. That'd be my initial guess, just judging by how many keys are in the core set. It does look like there will be a set as well for icon mods. As an icon lover, I really wish this were in the base set instead of the combo mods. But hey, I'll pick my battles.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish we could save. If it was only to save $1 and not including 6 U's, yeah, I'd do that. But it is how it is because it is what it is. Speaking of things how they are, we have some bad news. You know, some unfortunate, very unfortunate news. I've been doing some research. I've been looking around certain places on the internet, and sometimes I look at certain places on the internet. You hear some bad news. And the bad news for this week started on the 3rd, which was a post on geekmaker.com, which is a Korean forum about BSP. Okay, I'm gonna put this up. It started at geekmaker.com, and there's some emails back and forth between Howard Chen, the sales director at Logic Keyboard, and Tony about BSP, asking, hey, you guys still making BSP? You still doing a thing here? And then yeah, they no longer make blank keys. For you guys who don't know, basically the BSP is just the keycaps, and they get Hammer, the one who's doing the group buy on MASSDROP. They're the ones who die sub them, but BSP just makes the caps, which are, by the way, fantastic PBT keycaps.
Similar to the same relationship with Gateron and Enjoy PBT.
Yes, similar, but those are kind of both those are actually like both in the same house, basically. Yeah. But this is very, very unfortunate. So there's a follow-up on this. Like 40 minutes ago, post up on MASSDROP. There was a little statement by Hammer. It is, dear customers, it is with great regret to inform you, as of this time, the group buy for BSP is canceled. We apologize for the inconvenience this has caused everyone. If you're affected, take time to read. And then he has stuff there. They will not be using BSP. They will be using HSP. Yeah.
Interesting.
So the keycaps will no longer be made. So they're still gonna make the sets. There's just gonna be a different manufacturer for the keycaps, which for me is kind of like the reason I'm in this group buy, for example. It's the reason I went in, because I have a BSP set. I absolutely love it. And the thing is, at this point, I'm probably gonna request for a refund, because that's like $300 I have over $300 I have tied up in these, and I'd rather use that $300 to pay for under half of my E7 invoice.
Yep.
Like,
yep. Absolutely.
It's a bit unfortunate. By a bit unfortunate, I mean tremendously unfortunate. And this also means if you don't have a BSP set and you're looking to get a BSP set, buy one now before the prices go you know,
skyrocketing once again.
Yeah, that's honestly what I can say. I love them. Even if you buy them now and you don't love them, the prices will hold or increase. It's it. Like, so I have my I have my BSP set, so I'm kind of good, I guess, in this regard. But it's a big unfortunate situation. It does suck when, you know, things like this kind of just stop happening in the community. The Logic Keyboard decided, you know what, we're not gonna make keycaps anymore. Very unfortunate. Give both links a read when you get a chance. Actually, you need to read the MASSDROP one if you want the full situation. Yeah. I mean, they even, like, you know, BSP even was like, hey, we'll raise the MOQ, we'll pay more, but Logic Keyboard just, like, dropped off and, like, nope, don't care.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a bummer because MASSDROP was, you know, amidst a group buy.
Yeah.
So really unfortunate timing for this.
Oops, wrong link. I know how to share links.
Whoa, this is why I share the links, Huey.
Yeah, dude.
I shared the article already.
MASSDROP one? Oh, okay.
Oh, not the MASSDROP one, but I can put that one in as well.
Yes, please. So this is a big unfortunate happenstance. So yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. Speaking of things that are what it is, something that is like almost a reverse of this. This is something old dying, and on the flip side, I've intersect for something new, something old coming back alive, and maybe. So this is a intercheck for GMK Handarbeit Plus. If you don't know, GMK Handarbeit is an existing key set that actually exists on keyboards. Like, you can find this key set. You can find keyboards with this key set by GMK. Like, a company decided, I want this key set just like this, and here it is.
Yep. Pretty intense stuff. People in the comments not terribly happy with it. A lot of people are kind of
it should die.
Comparing it to GMK Rainbow, which was also a very polarizing set with a lot of colors. Here you get a lot of similar things. If you open the link, the blog link in the group buy thread on Keycap, you can see some pictures of like an older G80, I think is what it is, with the original Handarbeit.
Handarbeit, according to the Germans.
That was a Handarbeit.
That doesn't matter to me. I'm American. No.
I'm too American. I'll try not to butcher it, but I always will.
Yeah, that's the reality.
Yeah. Regardless, there's a lot of colors going on here. It's pretty jarring to look at.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of people like GMK Rainbow.
Okay, so this is a question I want to pose. A question I want to pose to you, and I want to pose to everyone in chat. What is worse? Is GMK Rainbow worse, or is this worse? What's for, in your opinion, you know, what's the worst of between those two sets?
It almost disgusts me to say, but I think GMK Rainbow is a more consistent colored key set than this. Because at least to Rainbow, there's like a theme to the colors, right? Like, it's supposed to be a rainbow. Here, you know, every cluster of keys is like a different color, and like that, it feels a little unthemed to me because of that. I don't understand what each color is like supposed to represent, like why there are so many. So that's how that goes.
I'm just gonna put a big oof.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. This is an interest check, and it probably won't reach group buy phase, and if it does, probably going to have a hard time selling. This is one of those things where like one or two guys are just like, this is really cool, let's run this. And then they try and they unfortunately fail because this kind of set is generally pretty unpopular in the community. But hey, you never know unless you try. And you know, if they're able to do it, more power to them.
I'm just gonna say shout out to CI Jansen, first comment of this interest check, which echoes my sentiments completely. Welp, that's a pass from me.
I actually like Vigorous comment, third comment down, when he says, Handarbeit is horrifying to the point where it actually gives me anxiety. In for 2. Amazing.
Oh. Goodness. So this is something I'm going to pass on, just like the next interest check I have to bring up. This is an interest check run that's currently on a Kono. This is the SA Popo / dev sets. Alternatively, I think it should be called POOPOO / dev, but that's just a personal opinion, maybe. I don't care that it has a theme. I think it's just bad.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the colors on this as well. Doesn't exactly excite me. I don't know the theme though. I mean, it's from the Nair series. That's a game, right? If I recall.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't. Maybe this might be one of those key sets where people might just buy it for the theme, which is totally fine. But yeah, this is not terribly interesting to me. This would also have to be a pass. We need a top clack must buy and a top clack must pass or something.
Just be a big X pass.
Yeah. Can you use like your M6 just to put them on screen? Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like no. Why? Well, I know why. Because they like a video game. They're like, I like the video game so much, I want to make a set out of it without any regard for how colors work together on a keyboard. Because these characters have these colors, so obviously a character is just like a key set, because the characters in this game are probably as flat of characters as these keycaps. Ha ha! But
I mean, that's a little hard to say. That's a little too savage for top play. But I mean, this is nothing new. People trying to find like a theme of a character, or you know, from a video game or a movie or an anime or whatever. But Shoko was themed off of the game as well. Like it's not an uncommon practice to design a set around something like that.
You're right. You're completely right. But finding a theme and executing it well are different things. For example, DSA Drifter is one of the best like video game inspired sets, in my opinion, based on how they took the theme, used colors correctly, and made it into a unique, very thematic set that worked both in colors and execution of the theme. While this is like, let me just take the colors and say it's just the theme of this without any of the feeling behind it. Like really, it's just red hair and ancient emerald eyes is the first paragraph. There you go. So
I think we can discuss colors on key sets till the end of the earth, and I'm sure most people in the community can.
Oh yeah.
For better or worse. But yeah, that's kind of a discussion for another time.
Mm-hmm. But
maybe this key set is going to be loved by most and totally pass MOQ. We don't know. It's interest check. We don't know.
Prove me wrong, world. Order 500 units.
Yeah, maybe this set will do really well and people love this. We're just two people.
Yes. Speaking of things people love, Brian, do you love low price cases?
Yes. Well, I am a big fan of inexpensive keyboard anything.
Well, do I have an interest check for you, Mr.
For me?
For you. Zondat posted an interest check for the T60, a sub $100 tray mount case that he is working on.
Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. We have some somewhat crude preliminary renders, but that's also kind of just his style when it comes to renders. Regardless, pretty simple tray mount case design. It looks like once built, it'll kind of look similar to things like the X60, the 268. His very signature design profile, which is pretty simple and elegant. There's not a whole lot of design going here. A couple things that are kind of interesting to note, though. One thing you'll notice right away is that there is no center mount post to screw your plate PCB assembly into, nor is there one by the spacebar. So normally when you have a tray mount case, for those that aren't aware, you have 6 total mounting points for our 60% universal standard. There are 4 here, 2 on each side, and there's usually 1 in the middle and 1 down by the spacebar a little bit off to the right. That way you get the full support. So the reason he is choosing to omit those is because, in theory, this will give you a flexier typing experience. So normally when you type on a traditional tray mount case with all of the mounting points there, it's a very harsh bottom out, and that's why a lot of people aren't really into that type of case, because when you're typing, it's a lot of impact on your fingers. So a lot of people prefer something like top mount or sandwich mount, where it's only supported it's only supported on the edge of the plates instead of sitting on the bottom of the case, so that it just floats in the middle. And that way, when you type, it's not nearly as harsh, because when you get that full impact, the plate actually bends ever so slightly, and that kind of helps absorb the shock. So he's trying this out, and the theory there is that it's just going to be a flexier typing experience, and it won't be as rough as other tray mount solutions. And I think that is a really cool idea, because it costs nothing to omit that. It's just a complete style change without having to spend more money, which I like.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Okay, so unfortunately, it looks like he's playing the first round to be only 25 units to test things. That's fine. Aiming for a sub 100 price for bigger rounds. So this one might be, he said, might be over for like $109 for the first round, because he's only making 25. I think that's completely fine as well, if he's only making so little.
Well, yeah, welcome to MOQs.
I'm going to be the ultimate skeptic for one moment and say, I've heard this before. I'm going to do one early round, guys, to test things at this price, and then in the future for bigger rounds, I'm going to drop the price. Where did I hear that before, and where did that not come true? I'm going to leave it right there.
You're kind of an asshole today.
But colors, blue, gray, dark gray, pink, crimson, red, silver, black, violet, olive, the same ones that are available for the for his 280, and I believe his 260, he calls it, 268, yeah, 268. I think those are all the colors. Because I actually asked him, like, hey, crimson red, do you have a color sample? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's the same one that you can see for the 280. I'm like, oof.
Nice. The angle here is 8 degrees also, which I'm definitely okay with, but it seems much steeper than what most tray mount cases are, so that's kind of interesting.
I like that.
I like that as well. I did casually ask him in Discord if I might be able to get a review sample, and he seemed very keen on that idea. So hopefully we can get a review sample, because I really want to try out this this flexier 60% tray mount solution.
Yeah,
in theory it makes sense. I doubt it's going to feel like a top mount case or something, but maybe it won't feel quite as harsh as a normal tray mount, and that is pretty cool. I'm definitely down.
And to be honest, like, this isn't the first time it's been done, because the Revo 1 I have is the same way, where it has no center mount. I don't think it has a spacebar mount either, actually. Which I actually really like how that feels, because it's also really firm and solid and big, and reasons. But this is honestly, I think, going to be a really good option. No PCB, because it's standard. He doesn't need to provide a PCB. He's going to have a brass plate available for around 30-ish probably. So I think this is something really good to look forward to. If you want to pick up a tray mount for whatever reason in the future, or like, something cheap just to take around with you. So yeah,
I could totally see this working
A+.
out.
I think probably unnecessary, maybe even in a way against his. No, we're not really against his style. The X on the inside, I think you should put that on the back, on the bottom, since he has no weight.
Totally agree.
Just on the bottom.
Totally agree. Yep.
Zonda, like,
100%
if you do that, man, come on, listen to Top Clack here.
Let's see the logo. Let's see it.
Yeah, I want to see the logo, or not on the bottom, but the back as well. So
the back could be okay. I think I'd prefer the bottom over everything.
Probably.
But yeah, we'll wait to see where this goes. This is just an interest check now, of course. So if you are into this sort of thing, make sure you check this out and leave some feedback.
So let's go.
We can get this going.
Let's go on the opposite spectrum of tray mounts. Yeah. So we just had the T60 for aiming for between sub 100 and 110, between which round you get it on. And on the other side of the price range, over at Prime Keyboard, they have the Duck Viper and Sidewinder. Raven and Sidewinder for $285 tray mounts. This is designed by Duck. We did cover when Duck was like having this on his main website, and Duck was like, "Hey, I'm looking for, what was it, strategic partners?" I think he worded it as strategic partners. It looks like Prime KB stepped up to the plate to be one of the first strategic partners to offer this case. And the plan was, no group buy, just he buys stock from Duck, and here it is, a Duck tray mount, which is fine because it's not, for people who might not know, Duck has made a tray mount board before. The tray mount board is
Eagle V1.
V1, yep. Which was also 60, just like this.
Duck Poker, also very relatively dated by this point. You don't really see those very often, but that was tray mount as well. So a couple things to note here. Obviously, it is tray mount. The price is $285. You might be wondering what that gets you. So that price gets you the case, the plate, the PCB, mounting hardware, and bump-ons. So you do more or less get a full kit for that price, which isn't really terrible. But I mean, compared to the group that we just talked about, the T60, this is definitely a bit more expensive, even if we just single out the case itself.
So one thing I will bring up and will say, I wonder, I don't think there is, but I hope there's an option to get this kit and save money by not getting the PCB, just because the PCB uses OTD. Some people like OTD, some people simply just have to live with OTD and O2D, and other people just want to ignore it. And I'm the people who are like, if I have to use it, I will use it. Otherwise,
I've heard nothing but horror stories about programming duck boards via O2D. In theory, you could buy it and just swap out the PCB, but it sucks to have to pay for a PCB that maybe you'll never use, but maybe someone else will buy it. Who knows?
I think the only difference is for a normal PCB, you can't use the bottom screw ports and the top middle one. You can only use the far side ones, I believe, based on the pictures I see of the mounting points, which is fine anyways.
Yeah.
I will say though, despite the price, I actually do like the design of these tray mounts with the cut-ins on the side for the LEDs to show for the PCB.
They actually look pretty good, IMO.
So
the Raven is the normal 60% layout, and the Sidewinder is the one with HHKB styled blockers. It looks like Alps plate is an option.
Cool.
Am I
yeah, Alps plate is an option. I mean, there's a picture of one of Alps. That's cool.
Yeah, very, very interesting. One thing that's very limited, if you haven't noticed already, are the colors: gray and silver. That's it.
That's
no
fine.
Black, no red, no blue, no nothing. Just silver or gray.
Tell me up that gray. But I don't want to pay that much.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt I will get one of these, but yeah, it's interesting. It's a nice addition to the duck collection, I guess.
Yeah, no, it honestly is. Price aside, designed nicely. If it wasn't either priced as high or I just had so much extra money to spend, I would honestly consider getting one of them. I like the design. I like how
Remsky is saying that the PCB is actually not standard, so you can't swap it out. Is that true?
The side,
in the pictures, it looks like
it looks like you can still use the side screws, but I could be wrong. Because the side, this the farthest side, left and right look the same, just not the rest of them.
I mean the USB is on the left mounted area, just like it would be for a standard.
Whoever's buying this, please let me know.
Yeah, interesting.
Because I feel like the farthest side ones still should be able to, but we'll see. Pudgy saying it's non-standard, the same. That's unfortunate.
Okay, that's a bummer then. Yeah, because there's not really a reason to not have it be standard. Like, if you're doing a tray mount case, why would you ever use, a non-standard PCB?
At least the good news is all duck boards are portable to QMK. If it's different than the Viper, if it's like they're basically the same architecture as the Viper V1 or V2 PCBs, it's already in the QMK repo. So anyone who's getting this doesn't actually have to use O2D. You can just QMK it up, buttercup. So,
That's way better than the standard.
Debatable.
What makes this better? What makes this non-standard PCB better than a standard 60% PCB for a tray mount case?
Because Pudzy believes everything Korean is better. On the other hand, we're like yo-yoing between prices and tray mounts today because we have another tray mount. This is the Tofu Acrylic Frosted 60% case. $88 for a Tofu all acrylic. Oof.
Yep. So this isn't really that much of a surprise. They do usually like to do acrylic versions of some of their 60% cases. So I guess it was only a matter of time before we got this one. I think this is totally cool because there aren't very many like super minimalistic, high profile acrylic drop-in cases on the market. There's the 5 degree, but that one's kind of a weirder design. It's not very simple and elegant like the Tofu is, which I definitely prefer. And at the price point, can't really complain, man. $88.
8 left.
Yeah, I mean he'll probably restock them, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get one of these. Maybe I'll just sell the Tofu, the gray Tofu I have, and get one of these because I think the acrylic is just gonna be nicer with an underglow PCB.
I'll get these one of these days. I want to get an acrylic plate, get a Zeal 60 PCB, and then wire in the underglow for the Zeal 60. So I got that top glow, and I got that bottom glow, and I can blind the world with the Ruz, the Guzz, and the Buzz.
Yep, blind the world, everyone.
Okay.
That's the one.
Next up, we have this is an interesting one. Interest check for the ports. The ports. If you want to dock at this port, this is a 75% with a left-handed numpad. Left-handed numpad.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to become more of a thing. I mean, we saw the Southpaw full size not too long ago with that left side numpad, which is pretty cool. Maybe this is going to be a little bit more of a thing.
Yeah, I kind of like it, but
yeah, there's a lot. There's not a lot going on here, which is kind of nice. It's very simple. It's 3-part. There's a top case, a flat bottom piece, and then what appears to be a top-mounted plate. Very simple design. It's a brick, basically. It's a slightly slanted brick. So that's good or bad depending on who you are. No pricing in this thread, unfortunately, but I imagine because of the really simple design, it won't be too bad. Looks like a USB-C PCB will be offered that will support QMK, so that's pretty cool. You need a couple different layout options as well. You can do the more standard looking numpad on the left side, or you can do the mirrored version.
Wow, you can
do a grid.
Okay, this layout on the pre-render is such a weird bottom row. Okay, we got a 1.5, 1.25, 1.5, 1.25, 2.75 spacebar, 1.25, 1.25, 1, 1.25, then arrows, 1, 1, 1.
That is incredibly odd. Thankfully, you're not limited to that by any means. It looks like the plate will be fairly universal on the bottom row. So you don't have to do any kind of crazy stuff like that unless you want to.
What is that bottom row?
I don't know.
If I got this, I wouldn't use that bottom row, obviously. But
yeah, maybe it's like a JIS thing, kind of.
Kind of.
I don't know why you would need that many keys in the bottom row, but you know, I am not a hardcore user of that many keys on keyboards to begin with. I don't need that many keys ever.
Overall, though, I think it's actually a pretty good idea. It's 4 degrees, so it's very, very gentle. Actually, I think the render makes it look like more 4 degrees, but maybe it's just how tall it is. But it's very, very gentle, very, very gentle angle, which is pretty nice. I like the minimalism. I like the fact that you can have the swaps left-handed numpad, just like the full-size southpaw, which is honestly great. Yep. So I think actually this might do okay for those who like feel like they missed out on the southpaw, or like southpaw's nice but just a little bit smaller. And this is kind of it right here. So Intercheck, check it out when you get a chance. We're gonna move on to the next one, which is quite the checks of interest here by Gray Studio. Eric Potter's here with another idea straight from his brain. We did cover this a while ago before he had any real prototypes or renders. This is the H85.
HB85.
HB85. Gray Studios.
What a doozy this is.
What a doozy. Also, Pudzy, thanks for 1 year in a row of Twitch Prime. Thanks so much, buddy. By Grey Punk. I probably will.
This is... There are a lot of things to say about this board.
This is... Would you like to start, Brian, with the words you have?
I don't even know the words I have. Okay, so... I was very taken aback when I first saw this thread. Some things kind of jumped out at me. The bottom right blocker is monstrous, and there's no blocker on the left side. So there's a lot of keyboard here, a lot of surface area that won't be covered in keycaps, which I'm usually a big fan of. This is really out there. This is really out there. I'm really not sure how I feel about it yet. Go ahead, Huey. How do you feel?
I feel lost because, like, yeah, it's like, hey, wait a second, guys. People like blockers, right? Well, let's do an HHKB, but oh, people like numpads, right? Oh, that means we gotta extend the bottom right blocker because who needs a numpad that goes to the bottom row like numpads are supposed to? Let's have 0 and the dot or / delete on the numpad in the same row as, you know, your shift instead of your bottom. Let's do that. But because we're doing that, let's take out your numpad top keys, and then life is happening. And this nature evolved through millennia to bring us this keyboard.
This is really out there. Incredibly out there. Someone was asking for pics with the keycaps, which you can, if you go to the other interest track that's linked in this one, you can see renders of switches on it at least. So you can get a slightly better idea. But, oh man. This is quite something.
You know when Apple removed the 3.5mm and they said they were bold? I think Air Potter's the same kind of bold.
He really likes to push the limits of what can be accomplished in keyboard design. This looks like something out of a spaceship, man.
I feel like he slipped in at first with like, I'm gonna release the COD 67, which is, you know, simple enough, has enough accents to be unique, but still like, hey, this is a somewhat normal-ish, really cool board, and everyone like got taken in. Everyone's like, ooh, what's Gray Studio working on next? And he's like, I gotcha. This is what you're funding, for better or worse. I mean, I appreciate he's really out there with trying a design.
Like Baby Feet sums it up really well for me here. He says, "I actually like it, but like I don't have a retro spaceship desk." I feel like this is like a neat product, but like it's really, really niche and like has to fit like a theme that you're going for, like with everything around you.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I really like how the inner frame is straight and the outer frame comes down on the sides, so you can actually see the inner frame poking out on both sides. I wasn't sure if I liked that at first, but I think I've decided I do like that, and it's really kind of nifty. But the blocker, man, I don't understand the need for the blocker. Like, why make the layout this silly? I don't know. My opinion.
Yep. Speaking of opinions, I think a lot of people are going to have opinions on the next topic, which is an interest check. So, Ryan, how do you feel about the material known as titanium? Do you have much titanium in your day-to-day life?
Yes. I am made of mostly titanium.
Oh, really? That's awesome, really awesome. Iron Man would be jealous of you because he's mostly just made of iron. Thanks, Amnesia, for the Twitch Prime sub. Because our next interest check is an interest check for a group called JL Titanium, who is doing an interest check. They're like, hey, we want to make titanium alloy keyboards and keycaps. They have spent supposedly $10,000 on research into aluminum alloys, and they want to bring titanium to the market. And one of the first things we've actually saw in the past was the titanium honeycomb keycap that KBD fans did a small group buy on. This was actually by them. And they're like, hey, we would just do all the titanium stuff. And, you know, they pictures, keycaps with intricate designs of a TKL they made, which, speaking of, I'm going to go to their site real quick. If you go to their website, which is on this link, okay, you go to goods in stock. They have for $1,300, you can look at the currently available, ready to ship, titanium Tiamo.
Nope, there is one unit available
For $1,300 US, which is already built with Cherry MX Reds.
Oh, bargain! Let's get a bargain stamp too.
No, it has to be value. Top clack value shopper.
Oh yes, please. It'll be used for stuff like this though. We're like, obviously, very few people are going to be paying $1,300 for a keyboard.
So,
but, in all reality here, let's take a look at this. Let's break this down. What do you get here for $1,300? So you don't get to see very good pictures.
First picture, that blue of the first picture versus the blue of the second picture versus the blue of the third picture versus the close-up shot of the titanium in the fourth picture.
Yeah.
Take your guesses now, which is the most accurate, everyone. Picture 1, 2, 3, or 4.
As far as we're aware, these are all the same keyboard.
It is the same. They only have one.
I don't... Yeah, but like every picture looks like a different color. Very, very strange. If you're gonna spend $1,300 on a keyboard, you need better pictures. You need to know what you're actually gonna be getting, instead of just really, really bad lighting and like overexposed. Like, I could take better pictures than this, and that's really saying something. Apparently, you get it fully built with the Cherry MX Reds. It looks like a carbon fiber plate is what he used here. And of course, cherry stabilizers. This is just so odd to me, man. I really don't think there's currently a market for $900 to $1,500 keyboards, regardless of material. I'm curious to know what chat thinks about that, though. Is this something? Is titanium so cool that you're willing to spend, you know, well over $1,000 to get a keyboard for? Still cheaper than OTD. Well, I mean, that's for a different reason.
So yeah. I'm gonna throw in a quick straw poll in chat. Is the $1,300 titanium Tiamo worth more than your current computer?
Actually, yeah. I think it is. I mean, my build was like around 1900 in 2015 when Skylake just launched and the 980 Ti just came out. It's like I remember paying quite a bit for mine, but no, current value, no. This is definitely more expensive than my computer at the moment.
Actually, look, a majority is no. So a majority of you guys have nice computers, which is actually really awesome. I need to upgrade my graphics card, but I don't want to get like a 2080 because like, cha-ching.
Really expensive.
Yeah. So I like the idea of aluminum keyboards. I mean, titanium keyboards, to be perfectly honest, even as like a set piece, even of the novelty, because I love going to the extremes of this community, which is, for example, why I purchased 2 exclusive Founder Edition keyboards. Like, I'm a guy who does understand this and wants to like go forward with this. So, like, I definitely understand the hype, and I do like the fact they want to do a group buy, they wanted to gauge public opinion, and they just say, yeah, we're going to work on TKL 60%. We want to see what people are available with, who's willing to spend. If you go into the main link, they have a Google form, $900 to $1,500 for a titanium keyboard. And there's definitely people out there who will drop, even if it's like a small $5 to $10 buy, a 5 to 10 person buy. There's always a place for this, you know, like in the art community, in most any community, there's like the highest end of people who love to get a crazy, wow, 50-50 of people, $1,300, I guess, is our community, like the top class community, live community, the standard of having a computer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of our community are like really, you know, tech savvy people that they have occupations like, you know, programmers, coders, you know, tech people, IT people, whatever. So they just normally, you know, need or just have a higher end build. That's not terribly hard to believe, especially because usually the kind of people that are into the keyboard hobby and spending, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a keyboard can generally afford an okay computer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least we'd like to believe.
So, let's move on to another pretty fun topic, actually. The group I just started today for this next topic. It is the Doro 67, which we have covered recently. Doro 67. It is a 65%. Yes, you can definitely say it is, in a way, almost inspired directly by the M65A, except now it has a blocker and it's actually a high profile. But if you're looking for a really nice 60%, if you're looking for a really nice white 60%, that's a real prototype, by the way. That's a nice white. Oof.
Yep. So this is actually a fairly feature-rich board.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice. So you get a 4mm integrated plate, 4 different layouts, options, I imagine. QMK PCB with options for RGB or regular PC. What does regular PCB mean? I don't know.
Your regular
8-degree
PCB.
angle. You get 8-degree angle. You get USB-C. You get some engraving on the bottom. You get a customized keyboard box. Nice. we love those boxes. And it is manufactured by ALF, of course. So pretty cool stuff here. Oh, they actually have a pricing breakdown too. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to go over the pricing, which I should have done before. So it looks like the default price, minimal cuts with blockers, and a PCB is $249 base price. So that's actually not too bad. That's pretty good. You get a 4mm integrated plate.
Wow.
You get QMK PCB with that.
Oh my god!
Pretty nice looking package for $249.
Oh my!
You can upgrade to Pearl White, aka Everest White, for an extra $50. $50 to make this white instead of another color. That seems a bit hefty to me.
I'll say one thing. Compared to everything else, it does seem hefty. But like Mao upgrade usually used to cost $20 to $30, right? For Mao, and they said that was white, and then people got disappointed because it was gray-ish, light gray. But now they have like basically the best white you can get, short of like lacquering your keyboard white, painting it white. Like, it's white. It's really good in my opinion. I don't know, $50 is probably the expensive side.
That's
just for the color. Just for the color.
$50 is a little up there in my opinion.
But it's the so it's the E coating instead of the MAU. I've talked to, I'm in the Alf Discord, so people talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want, even for like, I might just get like the most basic version of this for the 249, because like, you know, for those of you who may not know, I sold my M65 quite a while ago to buy more things, but like this is coming back literally at like the same price I originally got the M65 for, and for me it's a better deal, or a better feature rich board for what I want. So
yep. Moving on with the price, you can also upgrade to a brass bottom slab for $50. That will probably increase the weight quite a bit if you're a fan of heavier keyboards. And yeah, not too bad. They are offering soldering services too, but you know, obviously you guys all know how to solder. So.
Also, Amnesia, thanks for gifting that tier 1 sub to Hineybush, by the way.
Heck yeah.
We're gonna have Hineybush join us very, very shortly.
Yep.
So there's a shipping calculator, nice enough. 5% PayPal fee for this, which is there's shipping, of course. 4 to 6 days, not too bad. The group buy, I was told the group buy for Discord people starts today. The official start is actually tomorrow, where they'll be posting it on Geekhack and stuff. So it's not like there's an a limited amount. But hey, if you're listening now and you're listening before it gets posted on Geekhack, you guys should definitely.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
It looks like you'll have to be in the Alf Discord to join this, by the looks of it.
Well, until tomorrow, and then.
Well, until tomorrow. Yeah. If you want to join it early, then you have to be in the Alf Discord. They expect shipping around 1.5 months, so 6 weeks, after all payments are collected. That is really ambitious.
That's ambitious.
That is really ambitious. But he also says, depending on the number of orders we receive.
That's
pretty generous.
That's really generous. Like,
name a keyboard group buy. Name a full metal keyboard with multiple SKU group buy that took 6 weeks to complete after payment. I don't think I can.
Nope. No. Fox Orange Pudgy says that one was 6. That was 8 weeks actually, for actual ship.
And even 8 weeks is like.
And that was very impressive. That was very impressive. Not to say like that wasn't bad. Oh, it's not 6 weeks. No, that was still amazing. Fox Orange is definitely one of the fastest. Time TKL about 2-ish months over. No, it was same as like it was slightly longer than Fox Orange. I think that was 9 weeks. I'm pretty sure.
Regardless. That's incredibly fast. If they are able to do that, awesome. But
yeah,
you know, take that with a grain of salt. But either way, you can join the Discord, the Alpha Discord now, and you can order now, or you can not, and you can join via the Geekhack link tomorrow.
Yeah, so, which is completely fine. It's awesome.
Either way, the value of this keyboard seems pretty good. If you're into the similar aesthetic of the M65, this is a pretty nice looking keyboard for a pretty decent price.
Yeah.
Another cool product from Alf IMO. Very cool. All right, let's move on to our last topic. We've been going over time a little bit here.
Yes. Our very, very last topic is literally a joke coming true. Okay, this is on KBD Fans, a Don't Lose Your Way KBD Fans X Top Clack shirt. And I guess I'll start part 1 of this story, and Brian will pick up part 2. I think last week or the week before, we were just on Discord, hanging out, relaxing, playing basketball. No, we're not playing basketball. But we were relaxing, and I don't know, I was playing some random game, probably WoW, and Brian was telling us like, oh yeah, I've been rewatching Kill la Kill because Kill la Kill is great, which is honestly true. And I started like, for example, I just got there's a song that they sing "Don't Lose Your Way," and we were also talking about keyboards because that's what we do. And I was like, "Don't lose your way, KVD fans," and we started laughing. And literally a week later, Brian approached Away. And what happened? What happened, Brian, when you talked Away a week later?
But yeah, I mean, anybody who's talked Away probably knows it's always a very pleasurable experience. That guy is so nice and so willing to do like anything for the community. It's amazing. It's truly awesome. So it was pretty late one night. Late for me, like in the night, but in China, it's probably like during the day. And we were playing some video games, me and a couple other people, and I had definitely had a few drinks, as pretty typical, and I was just like, I should ask Wei to do this. I should just ask him to do that. Like, what's the worst that could happen? And so I was like, hey, you should make a shirt that says "Don't lose your way." And like, he's not that great at English always, so like I was trying to like explain to him like what "Don't lose your way" meant, like in English as like a phrase. But I was like, but you just use your name instead. Way. And he was like, oh, okay, yes, I make. I was like, oh my god, really? Like the next day he got back to me with this render. And I was like, perfect. This is totally happening. This is amazing.
I wasn't there when that was happening. Like, I didn't stay up that night. And like, I woke up the next morning with a message from Brian. What's your shirt size? And what? Why? Why do you need to know my shirt size, Brian?
Yeah. So this is fantastic. I'm a really big fan of this. So make sure you buy one of these. I can't wait to get mine in.
Yes. Thank you, Amnesia, for another sub. Thank you for all your generosity today. I know you enjoy putting all those salty bits in today, and all the gift subs. Thank you so much for all your support. Let's go real quick to the other people who support us at Top Clack as well before we move on to our guest portion. I promise we won't drag on too long because we want to talk to the guests as much as all of you do. First off, I'd like to thank Imba Club Kono.store for all their wonderful support. Check them out. GMK Monochrome is running right now. They have extras of GMK camping available, so check out when you get a chance. Some cool sets. They're running a lot of interest checks, for better or worse. Mostly better.
I love that. Great.
So yeah, please support them. Check them out when you get a chance. We're extremely thankful for them. Who else are we thankful for?
We are thankful for several other people, including but not limited to novelkeys.xyz. You can check out at that link right there. All kinds of box switches. He just recently restocked almost all of his box switches with the updated stems. So if you were worried about breaking your keycaps with the older box stems, that is now virtually a thing of the past if you buy some of the new stock on Novel Keys. He's got the NASA Despot up. He's got Greek Olivetti going on in GMK format, which admittedly is doing very badly. I think he has like 9 base set orders, which is like pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So it's looking like this is not even going to hit MOQ. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you join it so that can actually happen. Of course, he's got the Mr. Sleeves group buy, which is doing much better for that accent kit. So you can check that out as well. And of course, while you're there, use promo code TOPCLACK, 2 words, get you 5% off your entire order because Mike is a nice guy and you should support him.
Yes.
Bam.
Who else are we really thankful for? The Beast in the East for not devouring us like beasts do. It is Z Frontier who is basically one of the best proxy to the Eastern markets if you're running a set, if you're running a keyboard. They also run a lot of their own group buys and products as well. Highly recommend you check them out. As a little teaser, we are planning on doing an AMA on their Chinese website to the Chinese audience. So, ni hao.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to rake in all that foreign investment. Know what I'm saying? So check them out when you get a chance. They're absolutely wonderful. They do a lot to support us, and we're really thankful for it. See Frontier, one of the best Eastern proxy that anyone could ask for.
Yep. And heading over to the Canadian side of things, we have, last but not least, Zeal Generation, which you can find at zealpc.net. He's not doing a whole lot of group buys at the moment. It's not a whole lot. He's kind of in between things right now, but of course you can still pick up switches. He's got the ever popular Zelios, which people have been loving for a while. He's got Telios in stock, of course, I believe. And I really appreciate the Telios. Really waiting on the Silent Linear, which was supposed to come this month from, I think, what he told me last time. So that's what I got my fingers crossed for right now. But of course, you can pick up some other switches in the meantime, as well as those fancy gold-plated stabs, which Huey has been very fond of lately.
I do think he is planning on folding them into round 12.
The Silent Linears?
Yeah, after the current round 11 ends, and he has like a month or something, and then hopefully, yeah, and of course Zephyr, the purple sample arrives tomorrow, as Huangwu has said. Check it out. If you're the kind of person where you only want to have one build, your best build, and you want to have the best stabs, get those Zeal stabs. If you're building 1 million keyboards, like I and Brian do, not the best option, maybe.
Not usually cost effective, but yeah, if I were just buying like one board and like that was it, I would totally use Zeal stabs for that board, 100%.
And of course, last but not least, before we get to our guests, we're thankful for all of you. Also, thank you, Kunan, for the Twitch Prime sub. Don't think we missed you there. I see you, buddy. Yeah, thank you for everyone who watches us, supports us, and I hope you guys are ready for our wonderful guests, who I will be giving a little ring-a-ding-ding once I go to an insert transition, the infamous Top Clack insert transition here screen, because I'm a lazy POS who needs to make one. I should make like an animation.
You're a lazy point of sale.
Yeah, you know it, baby. I don't do retail anymore. Howdy. Okay, let's have you mute on the Skype and undeafen. Are you good to go, Hiney?
I think so.
You are good to go. Well, everyone.
All right.
We have Hineybush joining us. Thank you, Hiney, so much for joining us today. How's your day going?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're aware.
Oh, we're so aware. Yeah, because we're really egotistical here at Top Clack, thankfully. So
I forgot to mute Twitch. That was weird.
Oh, don't worry. It doesn't show up on our side anyways.
Yeah,
so just for a quick background, can you talk a little bit about yourself, as some people may or may not know you? So just catch us all up with who you might be and what you do around our community here.
Yeah, I'm Josh. I go by Hineybush everywhere on the internet. By trade, I'm an electrical engineer. That's what I went to school for. But I like doing design work, PCBs, cases, key sets. I like helping people out, with their kind of stuff. Trying to make myself like a one-stop shop as far as design goes.
Right on. So what kind of things are you working on at this moment? What are the projects in the works?
Right now, I'm waiting on my 87A 10 keyless A87 compatible prototypes to come in. So my goal is to sell a bunch of those. They're like QMK, super easy to program ideally. They have the underglow that for some reason people like. Underglow sucks, honestly. It's so stupid. It has in-switch LEDs, which once again I don't care for, but people want them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the goal is to make it fit, most A87 cases that exist. Bad News has a really nice like compatibility chart kind of thing. So yeah, I hope it works.
Cool.
Worst case, it sucks, right?
Yeah.
That's very true. Worst case, it sucks.
Yeah, but other stuff I'm doing, I have my HP prototype. That what was that? The HB, that weird like future board, that 84 or 85 or whatever it was. I'm not affiliated with that, by the way. I know the name's like the same, but yeah, that's not mine. Yeah, HBCP. It's a compact 1800. I love my Leopold FC980M that I have. It's like my daily driver. I made a custom PCB for it. I put Lube Zelios in it. I don't know why, but I love this thing. So Oh, is my voice cutting off?
A little bit. I think if you like maybe lower your.
Yeah, it's probably just because I'm close, or I wasn't very close to my mic. That's probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but so yeah, I'm waiting on prototypes. They're being made by the QXP factory. Quantric was very nice to give me like a middleman kind of deal for that. So
nice.
Waiting on those. I gotta get that PCB done. I'm working on like 4 or 5 other things. I'm working with Krellbit on, I guess you could call it Meme Junior. Yeah, I did the original meme, as both of you guys know, since you both have one. Yeah, mine's sitting right here. Can we do like a meme show off? Oh, mine's. See, I don't have screws in mine, so it fell apart.
I have to get up and go get mine, which I couldn't do.
Go get up and go get yours, Brian.
There's my half put together meme.
All right,
we'll
do a meme party. I'll be right back.
Ah, meme party.
Do you
How much can I pull, Holy Pandas? Oh yeah, shout out to my girlfriend Julie. Actually in the Twitch chat right now.
I think she is.
Yeah, she made a Twitch account to hang out. So I feel like everyone's about to harass her, so that's fun. She can handle it.
Do you need me to send you screws? Because I bought M2x12 screws.
No, well, since the factory forgot to thread all the screws or tap them all, I bought myself a tap. I actually drilled all the screws out because I was trying to get it done before KeyCon. So so yeah, I don't know. I might just leave it. We'll see. Look at that. Look at a
meme party.
A meme extravaganza right now. That's pretty neat. I like it.
So, what switches do you have in yours, Hiney? Out of curiosity.
I just have stock 67 gram Zelios. Like I said, like I was trying to get it done for KeyCon just because Krellbit sent me everything. Excuse me, literally the day before. Like I got them like Friday, like before I left. So I like scrambled to get mine working and put together and stuff. I had to like build a PCB. It was a pain in the ass, but. Yeah, I just threw those in there, and like I didn't even mod my plate. I like press fitted in with clamps. So yeah, I mean, it works or whatever, you know.
So for real quick, you know, to everyone in chat who may not know, us three have memes. The meme production was rough, but ultimately saved because of Hiney and his actual hard work.
Yeah, that sucked. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I designed, but I mean, if anyone watched your stream, Huey, all the issues you had with like the USB port, especially, that was definitely design oversight on my part. I probably won't use that style of like mounts because what I did is I mounted the USB daughter board on the bottom half of the board, but everything else from the top half. And the holes in the top half and the way it kind of has to fit together, it really doesn't work out. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Live and learn. Prototypes are fun, so it's no big deal.
Yeah, the meme was definitely a lesson learned.
Yeah.
So
I literally tapped every single hole. I dremeled and filed every single plate. Like Nathan Kim's like still barely fits together just because I don't know why. Like his anodization or the factory, like the tolerances were just kind of wonky because everyone fit together really differently. Like I had to like basically tailor each one to, you know, to themselves, which was fun, but yeah, I definitely want to do it again.
How many hours of fixing do you think you put into the meme group by? Which there were what, 11 units total?
Yeah, 11 units, including the one I shipped to Huey today, because his initial one was stabbed by the postal service.
Pretty brutally, too.
I would say probably an hour and a half each, just on like the tapping and getting the plates in. Each PCB was probably about 35 to like 45 minutes for assembly, because I did all the assembly here. I literally used like a pancake griddle to assemble my prototype PCBs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it works. It actually works incredibly well. Like you put the solder paste on, you put the components on, you crank her up, and you set a timer for like 5 minutes, and it goes exactly like right up to the temperature that like the 6337 solder paste flows at, and like it's perfect. I don't know why, but I don't know. It works. Science.
Just another reason for Utah Clack people to like pancakes.
Well, I know we're gonna get to that, and
We'll get to that soon. But real quick, I do want to do a quick back because earlier you mentioned you want to be a quick one-stop shop as a designer in the community, whether it's for PCBs or cases. Because could you share a little bit about your background and how to do this in case anyone in the community does want to go to you? What's your background?
I mean, I've always done like the real. I'm more like a hand. I guess I grew up 9-10 years old, like messing with RC cars, trying to add extra MOSFETs onto the PCB to use bigger batteries for more power and stupid stuff. I had no idea what I was doing, but I read it on the internet, so obviously it's true and it worked. So why the hell not? But yeah, like gone to high school and stuff, gone to some CAD classes, stuff with like Inventor, robotic stuff. We did CNC milling in high school, which was awesome. I love that.
Wow.
I think it was like Project Lead the Way is what all that was. Hey, kids in high school go to school and do cool stuff like that. That's your little that's my little shout out. But yeah, no, I just was always interested in that kind of stuff. And it sucks because I didn't really have a great chance to do this stuff in college because it was all more the theoretical side. And I don't know, I just kind of found keyboards and I was like, this is a cool outlet to do design work and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, I started messing around with SolidWorks. PCBs, I used KeyCap like everyone did, and then I ended up getting an Altium license for school, which is really nice. And it's really cool because the job I do, I actually pretty much have that job because of the skills I learned through designing keyboards and stuff, because I do SolidWorks, I do PCB design. If something needs 3D printed, I can make something like a box or whatever I have to do. Yeah, so yeah, it works really well. It's fun. I don't know, I like it. I just kind of I didn't want to pay people to do things, so I decided to learn it myself, I guess.
That's always a pretty good motivation.
Yeah.
Let me control things better as well. Amnesia has gifted 2 additional subs, one to Droke, one to Jules, and then he donates a bunch of bits. So thank you very much, Amnesia.
He gave my girlfriend a sub. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jules 128 in chat here. I'm gonna slap you later, Amnesia. Don't worry. That's okay.
Nice.
He's wild tonight with these bits and subs. He must be drunk.
Hey man, I respect it. I've made some drunk purchases in my life. It's kind of the same thing.
Gio asked how many batteries I've blown up. I actually haven't blown up any, surprisingly. I like to be very conscious about power electronics. Speaking of which, do you guys see that whole fiasco with
the Soul
keyboard? Yeah.
So tell us about that, because I know you were kind of vocal about some issues because they had a power adapter, I believe he called it, to increase the brightness.
Kind of vocal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna completely speak and tear down a product that I don't necessarily I'm not super familiar with it. I just kind of read what I saw, but their idea is to basically bypass, well, not bypass, but a USB 2.0 port on a computer has a 500 milliamp limit for current by spec. I mean, a lot of them go to 700 or so, but that's pushing it. So his idea is to basically use an external 5-volt adapter, like you plug into a wall, to bypass the USB voltage in order to power 85 or 88 of those RGB LEDs, which suck a lot of power. It's 60 milliamps each at full brightness, which he's touting that they can do, and they've done it. I mean, the prototypes and stuff work, but I was very critical of the power electronic side of it because they don't have any sort of circuit protection. Because they have there's a SATA connector. You could also computer if you want, but there's no kind of current reversal protection methods use a diode, literally a power diode, for example, or fuses to prevent even more of a current than you want.
Oh wow.
No, yeah, I was trying to help them along with it and stuff, but I was in their Discord for a little bit talking to them. They just decided to joke about it, so I left. So their loss.
So basically, no overcurrent protection at all. Just
it was sketchy. They use all through-hole components, which is fine, but they didn't have a bottom cover for it. They could have used like a blank PCB or a 3D printed case or a piece of cut acrylic or something even. But yeah, like they literally were like put electrical tape on the bottom of this, and like there's a disclaimer on the product page on their website. It's like this does not meet like USB, whatever the spec is. Like basically saying, hey, this isn't designed how it's supposed to be. So yeah, I don't know. I was very weary about it. I still am. I wouldn't buy it myself. I mean, if you want to buy it, good luck, go for it. But like,
that seems very skeptical.
Electrical tape, not even Captain tape as a recommendation.
I'm a big Captain guy.
Yeah, yes, I am too.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine if you want to like build that for yourself because you're assuming the risk, you know, as yourself. But when you're selling it and stuff, that's not a good idea. Yeah, it's not the keyboard that's the issue. The keyboard's fine. It's just the power stuff that's questionable. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. From my experience, that's not poor practice, as my high school CAD teacher would say. Poor practice.
Yeah. Digressing just a little bit back to
yeah.
some of your design work, you had mentioned the Meme Junior, or quote-unquote Meme Junior. I haven't heard anything about this, actually, so if you're able to divulge any information, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, Krobit has been kind of teasing it, talking about it here and there. By the way, Brian's a great dude to work with. You know, I've done a lot of small projects and big projects with him, and you know, he's a really cool guy, really fun, and good guy to work with. But yeah, I actually just passed all the CAD files to him today. I'm gonna be working on finishing up that PCB probably this week or next week. Probably next week, because I'm gonna be back home in Pittsburgh for the weekend. But yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, Walter is the code name because he was like, we just need like an old white guy name. So yeah, Walter's what it is. But yeah, it's a similar idea to the meme. We're gonna be thicker gaskets this time for hopefully a little more kind of rebound control. I did factor in a lot more stuff from the first meme, as far as like tolerances. Like the plate is actually designed to be 0.2 millimeters smaller or all the way around it, to hopefully make it more of like a floating kind of PCB that's only supported by gaskets on the top and the bottom. Yeah, so yeah, it's I'm hoping that it's, you know, going to turn out well. I'm excited for it.
Do you have any design of it that you can show off potentially?
I don't know. He posted a render on Instagram, I think, or maybe he's just been tossing it around in Discord. I actually haven't had too much of a chance to make a lot of renders or anything like that lately. I did render Pudsy's Gray Punk the other night, but that's really the only thing I've really had a chance to do anything like that with. But it's up to him, I guess. If he wants to share some stuff, I'm sure he'd be willing.
Fair enough. Is it also a 65% like the
meme? It is 65. Yeah, it has the blocker. It's like every single like MXSS, the 268, like 910, like the Q, whatever it is. They've all been doing it.
Okay. Is it the same like general external design, or is there other things going on as
really
well?
Basic. Like his goal was to make it basically a cheap keyboard to make. Simple. So hopefully it works out. We'll see.
Okay. Cool. Once again, Amnesia, thanks for all the salty bits. You know how much salt we like.
Dude's wild.
Especially
he filled up the glass with.
It's like it's like
who's gonna
he
drink
did.
that?
I didn't even notice. That's amazing.
It's almost empty too. So I gotta get some salt in here.
It's like it's like 2 of his like Twitch sub gifts and just salt. I appreciate that.
Yeah, our glass is being filled up by Amnesia tonight.
My girlfriend texts me. She's like, "Who's that guy that keeps putting salt in the chat?" I was like, "Oh, that's Amnesia. Don't worry about him." Yeah. He actually Amnesia just put the picture of Walter that Krobit posted on there. So yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, very very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see a side profile. Hopefully we can get some of that soon.
It's 6.969 degrees.
Oof.
I don't know if the factory is actually going to meet that tolerance, but I hope so.
Amazing.
Oh shit! Actually, I didn't add that in. So Krobit, if you're watching, I have to adjust the base slightly.
Right on. This is pretty nice. I like the little notification area in the top left as well. Cool stuff.
Yeah, those are actually going to be RGB LEDs. So yeah, that'll be cool. I'm trying to actually use the exact same setup on the HBCP. So I'm hoping to get that worked out in QMK. I just need to either ask McMerlin or figure it out myself.
Do you happen to have any kind of estimated price point for the Walter?
I have no idea. Like I said, I literally just gave him the CAD stuff tonight, so he probably hasn't even sent it out for a quote yet. I mean, ideally, I don't know, you know, think of like a cheap-ish 65% board, like maybe 250 or less would be great.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely not like official or real. That's just my hopeful estimate.
Gotcha.
Are you drinking Pine Sol, Brian?
Oh no, drinking Ito N.
Oh,
Green
okay.
tea.
I've never had that. It literally looks like.
I mean, it's just like
I was really
unsweetened green
confused.
tea. This particular one.
You know how
is
people
more
like
intense.
get like the Windex bottle and put blue Gatorade in it?
Oh yeah. I remember when I was 15.
I do that now, man.
I'm just pre-gaming with some tea before I swap over to the whiskey after the show.
I'm on the list, dude. I'm drinking the Elijah Craig small batch. This stuff's real good.
Oh yeah, I saw your picture. I haven't had that yet.
Oh, I'm drinking it straight. It's pretty smooth. I'm a fan.
Right on, right on.
Oh, and Huey, I had to make sure I mentioned it. I love how your hair is.
So I'm sorry, you cut out after you love how my hair is. Blank.
It's like blowing in the wind pretty much all night. Yeah, I guess you're a fan or something going.
Yeah, I got fan. I like billowing in the wind. Thank you.
Typical Huey on stream in California.
Got to be a diva.
All right, so we'll head over to a Q&A here very shortly as well. But are there any other projects, upcoming things that you're working on that you might want to talk about or pimp out a little bit?
The HBCP H87A. H87A will be out, ready to go, hopefully next week. Assuming I get the stuff in the next 2 or 3 days. Everything looked good from what they sent me. But yeah, those are really the big projects. I am kind of working on like a duct Jetfire replacement PCB. I was asked by some guys in the community to do that. I am still working on my version 2, I guess, of my G80 1800 drop-in PCB. Same deal. I'm just kind of working on it here as I go. I'm not in any rush for that. That's all I can really think of off the top of my head. My goal is to kind of do stuff, one at a time, so I don't overwhelm myself. A lot of vendors in the community have done.
Yep.
And it sucks because a lot of them, have seen their demise. So yeah, I work full time. This is literally just a fun side thing. So I'm trying to keep it that way, and I'm not trying to, ruin myself over it.
So touching on that subject real quick before we get to the Q&A, what if, for example, 250 people get the Hiney, CP, like HVCP, 200, you got 250 cases, boxes, shipping supplies for all of that in your living room. Do you like kind of worry about that, or just kind of
I'm not gonna let that many be. I would honestly, I would most likely cap.
You
But
said out there
doubt
again, but it looked like you said 100.
Maybe 100. I don't know.
Oh, okay. You're cutting out pretty.
I'm worried about the H87A because I posted on the Keycaps last night, and they're like, so how do you plan on the logistics of this? What's the lead time? And I've told them, my manufacturer told me, like 4 weeks for 250 or so, and I said, well, if I get more than 250, like that's gonna be, I might limit it at that. And he said, you're severely underestimating the amount of people that want this. And I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
So who knows? I'm working on some nice box stuff for that. So like ESD foam on the top and bottom. It'll be in like like the Contra, actually Cartel, by the way. I am part of Cartel. We do stuff. We haven't been doing stuff lately, but we have a very simple Contra-esque kit coming out soon in a different layout. I don't know if I'm going to say much more than that because we're going to be teasing it shortly. But yeah. Think of the Contra, though, how, it was basically in like an ESD bag that was really nicely packed. That's what I want to do for the H87A.
I really appreciated that packaging. I don't know why it blew me away.
Yeah, that was actually all... That was all End that did that. He's the mastermind behind one site, which is, in my opinion, fantastic. I've gotten compliments on it. I'm like, I didn't touch anything about that. But yeah, the website he does all the shipping and stuff out of his house in Tennessee for now. But yeah, the dude's awesome. You know, he's a really good job. He does a lot of good work. Same with Rick, who does a lot of our like relations kind of stuff. He travels in Asia, so he can he speaks the tongue, which is a very good thing whenever a lot of what we do is made in Asia. So yeah.
Have you thought about running the PCB, the H87 PCB, or any other product through either Cartel or another vendor instead of?
I have, but at the same time, like I said earlier, like I about myself too. So like projects like HBCP, HA7A, those are like personal projects that I want to work on, that I want to sell. You know, I want to do that all myself. There'll definitely be stuff, through Cartel. We're actually going to do a special Cartel edition HA7A, which will be, I believe it's going to be a red solder mask with black silk screen, which I think will look pretty cool, with some logos and stuff like that. But that'll be after like the initial HA7A. So yeah, and that I think will also be limited edition. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Moving on just a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about Enjoy PBT Slate? Because that was a set I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I think a lot of other people are as well.
Yeah, the origins of that were last year when I wanted to run it with GMK, and then we decided to make the excellent business decision to release it 2 days before GMK Laser. So yeah, we like the MOQ is 250 because we have custom colors. We maybe got a third of that total at the orders. It was also in December, like right around Christmas time. People aren't spending money on keyboards; they're spending them on their families, hopefully. So it was just kind of like a bad situation, and yeah, it was just like not the best time, all that kind of stuff. A couple factors, but yeah, we decided to try it in ePBT. So I messaged Way from KBD fans you guys were talking about earlier. I was like, hey, I want to run this. I worked pretty closely with Gawk, who has redone every single legend basically. Like they're going to be on the newest 9009. They're going to be on the black on white. I gave him actually a lot of reference stuff that I have done because I for my renders on my keycaps, like I do every single one. Like I try to tailor them like exactly to like what mine look like on my desk. So yeah, like I was able to help him out with a lot of that kind of stuff, even like measurements and things like that. But yeah, so that's gonna be happening. Apparently, waiting on a full kit sample, basically just to finalize and verify that it's good. Actually, I'm waiting on Way to get back to me on that. I messaged him the other day and he said hold on. So yeah, we split it up a little bit too. Like initially, we had a bunch of space bars in the main kit. Those are all separate now, so I'm hoping / estimating that the base kit will be like $95 or $100. Nice. And then the extra kits, like we have an international kit, I think a 40s kit. I don't know. I don't do any of that kind of stuff, so I'm just kind of like, hey, people complain until they're happy, and no one's ever happy in the keyboard world, so I just appease. So yeah, they're like $10-15 a piece, I think. So it's a good deal, in my opinion.
Sounds pretty good so far.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It is similar to Modern Dolch, but sorry, Jane, glad we came first.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't think it's that similar personally.
I'm in on Modern Dolch. I'm a fan. I love the Dolch colorway.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
Better busy than bored, I always say.
That's right.
With that,
exactly. I can't wait till I'm out of the keyboard game, dude. It's too cutthroat.
It's pretty savage, man.
It's the Wild West right now, basically.
It's nuts. It's actually kind of cool. Cause saying earlier, one of the Discord servers I'm in, like the entry level to like design is not very high in the keyboard world. Like for PCB, you can spend a half hour and have like a numpad or like a macro pad, or spend an hour or two in Fusion, you can have a board. Pudsey made a board. Like Jesus Christ, what the hell?
Pudsey can do it.
Nah, we were joking about that the other day. But like anyone can go on keyboardlayouteditor.com and make a key set. It's not very hard to to get in, which is nice. I mean, it's fun, but
which is probably part of the reason we're seeing so many lately. I said it's probably part of the reason we've been seeing so many more key set interest checks and like random projects pop up from people that no one's heard of before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely not a bad thing. It's, you know, it makes the quality of everything higher in the end because I don't know, it makes more experienced, you know, vendors, manufacturers, designers to up their game even more, which is definitely a good thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll over into a Q&A now since we're a little bit behind schedule because you know, sometimes Top Clack does that. So let's move on to a Q&A. Make sure you use the @TopClack tags. We can see the questions in chat easier. Of course, you can direct your questions to Hineybush as well as us, either one, and we will get to them promptly. So, some people like waffles. Some people like pancakes. Give us your thoughts on why you like one more than the other.
Okay, so I'll be straight up with you. Right now in my kitchen, I have both a box of Hungry Jack pancake mix and frozen Eggo waffles in the freezer. But my go-to is French toast.
Oof.
If I go out to lunch or out to brunch, out to breakfast, I'm ordering French toast 99% of the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on my mood, you know. I you know, if I'm out and about, I'll do French toast, but it's too much work to make at home. I can't do that.
Really? I don't find it.
I could, but you know, 9:30 in the morning on a Saturday, I'm not making French toast.
I'm probably still like drunk at 9:30 on a Saturday.
That's why you wait till 1 p.m. on a Saturday to make your French toast.
You make it at like 7 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, actually, like growing up, like my mom, like making, we would have like, you know, French toast or pancakes like once a week at least. I love breakfast for dinner.
Hell yeah. Gio with a really loaded question asking Heine to give us a rundown on our news doc today.
Okay. I actually kind of took notes on some of the stuff on the key sets. On the key sets at least.
You're officially the second person ever to do this.
it was Gio's idea because he told me to be like Pudsey and do it. But GMK Monochrome, good idea, good execution. Just buy both sets, like buy Pristine and buy Originative, and just have 2 keyboards with keycaps. In my opinion, I don't know. That's just me.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't really like black on white. I'm more of a like 9009 or muted. I mean, I love like, you know, your basic key sets, but I don't like white, like pure white key sets. Probably because my hands get so covered in barbecue sauce when I eat Chick-fil-A, it kind of ruins them. So yeah, I don't know. Monochrome's okay. Shoko, I don't think is going to turn out very well, honestly. Like, I think it's going to be very similar to Violent Tendency, how the renders display the contrast between the colors a lot better than the actual product, especially on the mods for Shoko. It's like literally like light gray on slightly darker gray, but they're both also a little blue. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to turn out super well in my opinion. Obviously I could be wrong. I hope I am, but you never know. Handarbeit, I love it. I want it. I would use it. I think it's good. I love like OG Cherry stuff, and I love how it's recreated. So yeah, I would do that. If you don't like Handarbeit, you don't have taste, in my opinion. BSP,
I feel like
hammer
you're totally
set.
serious right now.
I am. Like I like it. A base key set, but like mix and match like mods. Like I love doing that. I bought a bag of like GMK, RGB, CMY, all that stuff from like Russia for like $130 on Mech Market, just to have them. I don't know. Like I love all the little, you know, add-on stuff and mixing and matching sets and throwing 85% of them back in my drawer and forgetting about them until I talk about them. So yeah, I don't know. It has potential. I think it's gonna be fun. The Hammer BSP stuff, rip. I don't know.
Refund time for me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's more so the quality of the die sub, which would be good with Hammer because, you know, it makes good stuff. But the caps, I guess, you know, BSP is obviously, you know, pretty reputable. But I remember emailing them like a year and a half ago asking if they still made stuff, and they said they made blanks, but they don't do any die sub anymore. Yeah, like Imsto used to use BSP.
Yep.
But yeah, if he uses Gatter on stuff, that'd be great. But I I don't know. I mean, if it's just like some random no-name stuff, it's definitely potentially prone to, you know, warping and the issues you would typically get with PBT, but I hope not. I fully agree with Huey on SA POOPOO. I think it's stupid. I mean, if it was more like a tannish beige tone for the alphas with like that red color, that'd be cool, but like the cayenne is completely just not there. And people making, what's up with people making key sets after video games that no one plays? I don't even know what these, I mean, I don't want anime or Chinese cartoons or anything like that, so I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know, man. It's just weird. Like if it was something cool, like, oh, Texas Breakfast took offense to that. Good. Look at people chat. Oh my god. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. It's stupid because I don't understand it. Like the most people are gonna be like Huey, you're like, this is dumb. The reception is gonna be 85%. This is stupid. 10%. Oh my god, I love that. 5% aren't even gonna open the topic because of the name. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that. I think the whole sets after video game characters or cartoon characters is just stupid. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Get a real inspiration.
Oof.
Shots.
I love it.
Viciously fired on
Like nature. Oh, speaking of which, check this out. I got this nice film camera today at Goodwill for $6.
I saw that on the Discord. Yeah, that's a really
like
awesome pickup.
Some kind of Sigma lens on this. I don't even. I'm gonna go try to find some film. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Pudsey, who I'm pretty sure is in love with himself, is asking favorite Pudsey Discord storyline.
I mean, I love Pudsey as a guy. Soph's just seems very interesting to me. Every time, because their pronouns are they, them, which is perfectly okay. But half the time when I like jump in a chat and I'm not following, you know, I think he's talking about a group of people.
Yep, same.
And I just get confused. But it's not a bad thing. I don't know. That's just what I think. So that's always like kind of, you know, throwing a wrench in my gears. But yeah.
Wix Blue is asking or saying, show us your keyboards. So maybe you have a couple of your collection on standby you can show off, perhaps.
Yeah, I actually do have a little bit of show and tell.
Awesome.
Which has the black bottom of the initial dank prototype that we obviously weren't allowed to sell. They have some Minicom legends on there, Minicom keycaps with the really cool legends, and some random caps I found. But yeah, it's all cherry GMK proper row, all that kind of stuff. I have my G80 1800, which has my custom PCB and GMK 9009 round 2 on it, and these are PCB mount 72 gram clears, and I love typing on this board. It's a little too big for my liking right now for my desk setup, so I don't use it much, but yeah, I love it, and I hope to use it more at some point in the future. And I don't know, that's all I have really available. And I have the Biscotti coming soon too, the prototype for that.
Ooh.
So Romy is asking us to link that Bluetooth thing he showed earlier.
I guess with the thing I have. Okay, hold on. There's the link.
Yeah.
I got you,
Throw that in the Twitch chat for them. Remsky is asking Heine to show his room.
I mean, I could do a room tour. I don't really feel like standing up, but I post enough pictures on Discord that you can find them. Just look.
So if you don't feel like standing up, I'm guessing you may or may not have pants on.
Oh, I definitely have pants on. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Oh, there's a problem. Amnesia, thank you very much.
I could do this. It's a little messy from dinner and stuff, but this is my like area where I do a lot of my work. Like I have like a little thing I made here for like screwdrivers and pliers. I have some component storage back there. I have like larger stuff on the shelf. I got my soldering stuff. You can't really see it, but it's down under the shelf here. Yeah, I have plates and because I ate dinner and I haven't gone downstairs yet because I haven't cared enough to. So, yeah, Julia in chat saying it's always messy, and it is definitely always messy. But I try to clean it up in between projects.
Fair enough. Subnet is tagging all of us and saying, would you take a look at a keyboard I designed and give some quick thoughts? Sorry for the repost, I forgot the @tag. Yeah.
Sure.
Where did
Definitely,
you
yeah.
link that?
Just post the link again.
Yeah,
post it again. Tag us
I would
in
say
it,
toss it in Discord or shoot me a PM. That'd probably be easy.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
if you
so
want
they can
some
keep track.
quick thoughts right here on stream from all of us, throw that link somewhere.
I think he just
tag us
posted
in
it. There we go.
Okay.
Let me see. The init 0 reverse. I feel like that's a reference to coding. It looks like a Win keyless with a numpad on the left. Looks neat. I'm a fan. I don't hate it. I feel like the weight could be bigger.
I definitely agree with that. I think the weight could be bigger. I really dig the side profile actually.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that notch because
That's
like
neat.
it's like hefty because you have like that full angle in the, but it's still kind of like slenderized slightly. Like a lot of keyboards do that where they have the the notch on the sides, that kind of deal.
Random,
Yeah, I like
random question.
the
This
different
subnet,
angles.
those white front parts, are those like acrylic bits for RGBs for the front? I guess it'd be. I mean, for the back of your board.
Inserts. In the second picture, you can see them under the plate as well. So they're probably some kind of insert for underglow.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I don't know how well that would translate. Like, you're probably not going to see it too much if it's just on the back. But yeah, it's not bad. I think it'd be cool to like toss it down to those corners where it's cut out on the sides somehow.
Yeah, it looks
But yeah,
like,
I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, it's actually a 65% with a left-hand numpad, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so layout kind of similar to a board that we talked about earlier, the port, 75%. It's neat. It looks good. I like it because it looks a little bit more. I don't know. I want to use the word futuristic, but I hate using that word. It looks postmodern.
It's clean. Yeah, yeah. It's I took some architecture. I'm actually also an architecture enthusiast, but I would say almost brutalist, kind of like, very in your face, like the Soviet kind of design schemes they used. Yeah, brutalist
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Simple, clean lines. I'm a fan.
Yeah, like it's aggressive, but it's also subtle.
I'm assuming it's top mount.
He says it's 60%, 60, not 65%. See, it would be really helpful. This is what I was going to bring up first, which is you should also do a picture of it straight on from the top.
Yeah, definitely.
That helps a lot of people. It's Win
keyless.
Win keyless 60 with numpad.
Okay, my bad then. But yeah, definitely include another picture. But it looks promising. I like where that's going.
Yeah, I like where this is going. I make sure you have the option for a reverse numpad if it's going to be on the left side.
Yeah, or just having like the macro pad, just one use everywhere.
Yeah. So let's go back to the questions. Also, Amnesia donates a couple hundred more bits and gives another sub to 2Cat. This guy must be drunk.
Yeah.
This guy must
He's gonna forget all about this tomorrow.
Absolutely wasted. Yeah, he's gonna look at his bank account and be like, "I spent $35 gifting subs." Megaforce is asking, "Do you love me? And what is your favorite anime?"
I don't even know who Megaforce is. No offense. A lot of people. Oh yeah, Megaforce. I see a lot of names and a lot of. My favorite anime is King of the Hill.
Oh man,
That's
classic.
the only one I've ever seen. Sorry, I didn't mean to mix you up there, Megaforce. That happens.
I don't have a favorite anime, so I'm not gonna come. I like a lot of anime.
Yeah, I don't know.
Morning Coffee is asking Heine, if you could ban one of us on Discord for a week, who would you ban?
Like anyone in the keyboard community, or like specifically like one of you guys. I'm assuming he means like anyone kind of the circles I guess I am in.
I don't know. That's an interesting question.
I feel like that'd be tough because half the time you probably wouldn't even notice. Like the other people like wouldn't realize it. I think it'd be funny to probably like the band like Pudsey or someone that is very polarizing in the community, but at the same time, you know, is good at what he does. Yeah, Pudsey knew it was him. But yeah. Either that or Remsky, because Remsky's in like every, and he's a really good buddy of mine at this point. He actually bought one of the 2 other HBCP prototypes I have, him and Arslot. So thanks guys for supporting the dream. But yeah, I think Remsky would be funny to ban too, just so he would message me privately.
I like it.
I'm not sure who I would ban. I would probably just ban one of the people that likes to meme a lot. Not that I completely am against memes or anything, but
a 1 week ban.
I prefer quality discussion over, you know, F you, F that, eat shit, etc.
You know, if I had to do a 1 week ban on anyone, I'd do it on myself just to take a break for a week. Like,
yeah, that's a
like,
thing.
Right? Yeah, let's do that. Like, oh, I'm gone for a week, guys. I'm out. Okay, came and contact me for a week. Nice little mini vacay from keyboards.
Gia just messaged me and said he wanted me for the ban, but you can't ban a mom. I mean, who's gonna ban everyone else? Who's gonna keep the chat on topic? I mean, I come primarily posting in KB Customs on like the main Discord, which is literally it's 10%, like 15-20% keyboards. The rest of it's just joking around, memeing and stuff. And it's there, but it's definitely not for everyone, I would say. Yeah. So I'm used to like the off-topicness.
I don't usually mind it, but like sometimes you can get pretty bad. And like people don't realize. People don't realize, but like I actually get PMs like pretty often on people just being like, "Hey, like can like you moderate a little harder?" Like I'm actually here to like learn about keyboards, and people are just like giving me shit for like nothing. I'm like,
that's so common too.
Like if it's like all like the same people and like you're just having a good time and like, but like when people like come into Discord and they're like, "Hey, I want to learn," like I have all these questions and people are just like eat ass. It's like, well, come on, man.
Yeah, like I've seen that too, where it's like I wouldn't call it gatekeeping, but like it's more like like someone comes in and asks like a genuine question or like a question a beginner would ask. We were all at that point, you know, at one point, you know, hey guys, I have a Corsair K95, you know, I want to upgrade. And everyone's like, you're an idiot, like get out of here. But instead of like, oh yeah, here's like the logical step for you,
or
you guys started with,
and like,
but, like
as Top Clack, like our goal is always just trying to like educate people, like especially newer people.
Yeah, exactly.
The community, it's like they can get the information that they want, that they deserve, like for their hard-earned money. Like, and then other people just totally shit all over it, and it's like, come on, man, don't take that shit elsewhere.
I wouldn't call it like it's almost kind of like an elitist kind of thing. Not elitist, but
it's like as if people have like a circle of friends and like, oh, someone new comes to the circle, so you like give them shit to see whether or not they're worth being in the circle or they're cool to hang. But like they just come in because like, hey guys, I'm interested in Zelios, and everyone's like, well, fuck Zelios, rah, rah, rah. And like, what? He just wants to know about it. Like, holy crap.
I remember my first interaction with the RMK Discord was, I don't know why, but I was messing around with like 40% layouts back like when I was like, you know, super new to like wanting to design stuff, and I posted like a layout and Krubit like messaged me and was like, I have cancer now. I thought it was hilarious, and I was like, this guy's fun. Yeah, like I like joked about it, and you know we're pretty close friends at this point, you know. So, but yeah, I mean that's not everyone's reaction, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah, like 2Cash just said, like if everyone had the same like stuff, that'd be boring.
Yeah, but
everyone having their own opinions is what makes keyboards so fun, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, the only problem is people think that their opinions are absolute. Like if someone is like Zelios suck,
I do.
Like Zelios are awful, nobody should use Zelios, and someone's like, hey, I'm looking for, you know, like blank line everything that Zelios are.
Oh yeah.
And someone's like, no, don't get Zelios, they suck. You get this instead. But
Yeah,
like,
I'm
even though that person might actually wind up liking Zelios more, so it's just like people are different, and like, yeah, you got to respect that. Everyone's got to respect that. But like,
yeah,
as someone providing information, you also have to respect there are people other than yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like it's really good to get so many opinions, you know, from different stuff, you know, typing videos or you know, even reading reviews and stuff. Like I've pretty much used tactile switches my entire keyboard career. I had a board with Gateron greens that I modded, and I have a recent batch of the retooled blacks that I'm waiting to put into HBCP. But yeah, like I've basically used tactiles like browns, clears, ergo clears, you know, heavies. I made 98 gram Zelios because I was like, that sounds like fun, but it sucked. Like I used a board with 78 gram. I went back to that board and like my hands hurt. But yeah, like I haven't even used like mod M's or anything like that yet, but I would like to. Topre, I'm not gonna use Topre. Yeah, Topre. How do you say it? Topre? I don't know. I don't care. It sucks. It's not worth knowing.
Topre. Anyways,
Rubra Domra.
But okay, so Morning Coffee with another question. Have you guys ever had tolerance issues with switches after putting film between the housings?
Yes.
So I assume he means having like polycarbonate films between the housings, and you take them off, and they don't fit as well now. Is that what I'm hearing?
If that's the question,
that or like noticing wobble more on non-filmed switches. Because like my 3 boards I built have all had films, so I haven't really gone back to non-filmed at this point. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I might notice wobble.
Then again, right now has the films, but I haven't really like taken them off to try it without it.
I had a weird issue when I tried films with the Ergolers, my Alice, and that was mostly probably because of the plate, because Yutsuki likes to design a lot of really tight plates when you fit your switch in. And it was so tight where it would squeeze in the sides of my switches, which would make the film like bow inside the switch. So the film would be rubbing against parts it shouldn't be rubbing instead of, you know, laying down flat. And like I could hear things hitting the film or the film making contact with other things as the side went up and down. I'm like, wow, this is wrong. And that's why Holy Panda is my Alice now.
See, I don't even get that into it. Like, once I make a switch, I just deal with it, you know? Like, I don't really go too much for, like, I have to cherry pick them. Cherry pick. Get it? Cherry but, like, I'm gonna use the keyboard anyway. Like, so what? I have one unlubed stock Zelio in my FC990. I made one too few. But it's the pause key that I hit all the time when I pause music and stuff, so... I don't know. I can feel the difference. Like, I was at the indie meetup, right? I was like, hey guys, like you can literally hit a stock Zelio and a lubed switch film Zelio right next to it, and people are like, oh wow, like you can you know, there's a big difference. But I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's all fun and games until someone doesn't deliver it by.
Oof.
That's a drink. Drink every time Huey says oof.
Oof.
You're not gonna make it through life for very long.
You're not gonna make it through the rest of the show.
I've been trying, man. It's tough.
Just for the interest of time, I'm gonna skip to the more legitimate questions.
Yeah, definitely.
Remsky is actually asking a pretty good question to all of us. Worst meme idea for a keyboard you have ever heard?
You guys go first.
I know, Brian. I don't know if this is the one you're thinking of, Brian, but there's one where you got into, I believe you just described it to me as a heated argument over a certain part that went on top of a keyboard that had horizontal movement. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, you mean the scribe?
Yeah.
That had the slider on the top?
The one that apparently you got into such an argument that the group post, the interest check post was deleted after said argument.
I freaking destroyed that guy. And he shut down his posts, and he's like, I'm never doing a group buy ever. He deleted like his GCAC account, and I was like, I wasn't trying to go that far. I don't even remember. Like,
shame the guy out of the community.
I don't even remember.
You
like,
literally exiled this dude to Keyboard Siberia.
Like a month
He's sitting
later,
there in the
like,
cold with his slider, trying to keep warm from the friction.
He hit me up on Discord a month later and like apologized to me, and I was like, I don't even remember what we were arguing about. No, I actually thought the slider was an okay idea as far as implementation on the keyboard. I don't think that's why I was arguing with the guy. It was for something else.
I think the slider is like, it makes sense with the applications you would use it for.
Yeah,
but that's it. It's like a gimmick kind of thing. It's limited. But like you can macro, but like with an extra key or something. But like a slider's. Yeah, it's gimmicky just because it's limited, I think.
Yeah. This is a really good question, though, because I have not really thought about this before.
Most gimmicky meme idea for a keyboard, right? Or worst meme idea?
Worst
Probably
meme
worst.
idea for a
worst
keyboard.
meme. I can...
It kind of goes hand in hand with gimmicky, I think.
Yeah, generally.
To a degree, because I thought something that was functional, gimmicky, but like okay, depending on who it is. Because I think the question is for like actually bad, because I have ideas for things like would be really gimmicky but would work for my setup. Like I would love to have a rotary encoder wheel so I can do video editing really easy on my keyboard and scrub through footage, but like that's really gimmicky but like potentially extremely useful for
for the right use. It's super useful,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
there's got to be things we're totally overlooking.
I got it. If you had if so, this is your keyboard you're typing, right? If you had function keys on the side that you had to hit, like
That's
MX switches mounted on the side.
That's like people like mod trackballs like that, right?
Yeah, there's the
for like your thumb and pinky. I guess like my mouse had.
Yeah, but I think for a keyboard though, this is for a keyboard.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid.
There's a switch on it right here, and you're like, oh, got this.
I don't think that's a problem at all, personally. I mean, that'd be a very interesting idea. I wouldn't call that, like, the worst meme or, like, the most gimmicky thing, though.
It'd be cool if you had it on, like, the same side as your mouse, so you just hit your mouse into your keyboard to hit that switch.
Oh, wow. See, the thing about keyboards is most things on keyboards, like, are there for functionality. Like, if there's an additional feature, it's there, like, for some kind of reason. I feel like there are very few keyboards that have something on them that is, like, completely non-functional and not worth anything at all.
Yeah, like, and even with, the programmability available these days, people, can macro anything they want,
Yeah. Man, this is a really tough
I don't know. I hate the idea of hot swap, but like I get why it works, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's a meme. I think it's just stupid. I think like having the idea of like a specific connector, like a weird connector, just for the exclusivity of it.
SATA connector.
Yeah, or like I don't even know. Like,
yeah, the SATA option on the VEA. That's pretty neat.
It's not a SATA option; it's a SATA requirement.
I mean, but between them it makes sense. But like, if you're using a SATA computer, like SATA to USB, I think that's stupid.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. The idea to go with SATA when like TRRS like was already a thing on the VEA, like it was. I don't know. It just seemed kind of.
I have one thing that is a gimmick and made it into production in reality that has no actual use in our keyboard world, but it does have use in the musical keyboard world, which is the MIDI controller on the plank.
Oh God.
That's like
I
cool,
don't like it. I don't know. No chance RGB or RP in the chat, because this guy, I'm assuming that's me, thinks anything he doesn't like is stupid. And you're right. Things I don't like are stupid because I don't like them. They're stupid because I don't like them. It's not that I don't like them because they're stupid.
That's such a Krellbit response too.
RGB underglow I think is dumb. I hate in-switch LEDs except for indicate.
Yeah, I think
curves
RGB...
I think are stupid.
RGB might be the biggest meme.
Oh,
But I really don't
it's
think it
like-
offers any functionality over alternatives.
RGB and hot swap are like the two
Also-
buzzwords of 2018.
I think, and I think a lot of people are going to hate on me for this, but I think solenoid.
Solenoid's funny though. Like Walker made contract,
totally.
which I thought that was really cool. Like it's completely useless and like honestly probably makes the keyboard worse overall, but it's funny. Like it's cool. Like I'm
totally.
I'm glad that he was able to do that. You know, like
I don't know.
We basically made the contrast for you to, you know, do stupid stuff with it. It's a $30 keyboard. What the hell, right?
I don't know if you saw, but he went up to that. He added a voice controller to his Contra.
Really?
And it's like demonic voices because it's like such a low quality speaker.
That's awesome.
Oh man, that's great.
I'm gonna find that.
We're gonna move on to Polyzoo's question because he has another pretty loaded question for Heine. How far / long do you see yourself being involved in the keyboard community in the future? Would you want this to eventually become a full-time thing, or are you content with just your current involvement? Just curious as to how you balance your real life while being so involved in the community.
I mean, that's actually that's a really good question. Appreciate it. But I mean, if I can make $75,000 a year doing keyboard, but I can't, so I'm not gonna, you know, try to even get to that point because there's a lot of steps in between. But I don't know. I mean, it's like a fun, you know, side project, side stuff. Like my idea is I want to make stuff that I want, and if other people want them too, sure, I'll make a group buy. If not, I'm still gonna have my one for myself, so I'm happy, you know. You know, I don't necessarily see myself as a vendor creator, you know, forever, you know, probably not even 3 years from now, but I would like to be active in the community, you know, as far as just being around and hanging out, because I like literally every single person I met in the community. So yeah, I definitely don't see myself doing this full time. But yeah, it's like a fun side thing. And as far as balancing like real life stuff goes, I would estimate I probably spend like maybe 20 hours a week on keyboards. You know, be it, you know, working in SolidWorks on a keyboard, you know, doing something with PCBs or, you know, chilling. Like I'm always on Discord. Like I don't really count that as keyboard time, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like, you know, I come home and instead of sitting there, you know, not doing anything productive, I try to, you know, be productive and at least keep myself busy with stuff so I don't go crazy.
Yep. Fair enough. Huang Vu 95 asking, did you guys ever think of one day we might have a mouse build in the keyboard? Like an Ergodox right hand that can work
It's
as a
already
mouse?
happened. Ultimate Hacking Keyboard is a split 60% in which you can get either a track module, like little nubs on IBMs, or a small little mini trackball module. There's also old 1800 style layout keyboards that have the small little mini trackballs as well. It's happened. There's mouses built into keyboards. A lot of old server boards had it as well.
I think he more means intends. Like, do you remember the King's Assembly?
Like, oh my god.
Where that, like, you actually use it as a mouse, like it moves, but it's like also your keyboard, so you can type and move both pieces at once. I think he means more something like that, where like the actual right side or left side is a physical mouse, but also as your keyboard.
Okay, then it would just be the King's Assembly. I don't know.
I think that is something that could happen in the future. I don't see it happening anytime soon, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's an interesting idea.
What I would say, you know, you should do, go into eBay and Google or search G80 11800 or 11900. The 11800 has the trackball with 2 mouse buttons. The 11900 has the trackpad. And just buy one of those. You know, it's cherry blacks and a touchpad, so you're good to go.
Yeah, he does clarify that he means you have to move the keyboard as your mouse.
Ergonomics.
Yeah, that's. I think the potential is there. It'd be kind of nice
like,
because you never have to like remove your hand to use a mouse or a trackpad. You just keep your hands on your board/mouse the entire time.
Isn't that what Scroll Lock is supposed to be?
Mm,
I don't think
not
it actually
really.
works.
No.
Yeah.
It's a little different than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember seeing someone took for ergonomics, like, because apparently, being in like a normal standing with your shoulders relaxed is like the really good ergonomics. So what he did was, like, he cut a rubber dome in half, or took two different rubber domes, one that had a left-hand connector, one with a right-hand connector, and then he literally just used both USB ports and like glued them on the sides of his chair, so he could just have his arms down the whole time when he typed. So it looked like he was just like awkwardly staring. But he just typed with his hands on the sides while he's typing, hands on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember that.
I like keyboard and mouse. That's just me. I'm not a fan of all. Like, you know what? That's a gimmick in my eyes. I think, that kind of stuff is, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I get it, but like, I wouldn't use it. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That was actually our last question, so we are fully caught up. And since we are quite a bit over time, now is probably a good time to stop.
Dude, I could talk for like 6 more hours.
It's great. So could
We should do like Top Clock after hours, or we just sit here and drink.
It's an idea that I think Brian
That
had an idea with in the past that he might do in the future. We'll see. Just because Brian is the late night drinker among he and I.
I have a couple of interesting ideas with alcohol.
Hit me up, Brian. I'm interested. I'm down. Do it.
Okay. Maybe we could do some cool series. I have a couple ideas I've been working on that I plan to start.
Late night keyboard drinking panel.
I'm a big fan of the Hoonigans on YouTube. Customization and car culture stuff too.
Oh,
and they have like a mini series. It's called A Beer With. So they have like one of their sponsored drivers or like a personality or something come in, and they just they literally drink a beer per question.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. A beer with Krubit. A beer with Sony, who would probably be out after 2 beers, like he was
after one
at
beer.
the Seattle meetup.
Oof.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Sony.
Unconscious boy.
Oh.
I don't know. That'd be fun. I did a stream of like PCBs and beer, where I literally sat there and drank like 5 beers and did PCB stuff for 2 hours. But yeah, I don't know.
Nice. No, yeah.
Some ideas.
Yeah, I have some pretty cool ideas that I think could work, and having a co-host for one of the series I think would be cool too. So we'll work on that. Anyways, back to the task at hand. Thank you all so much for joining us today, and thank you, Hineybush, for coming on and talking with us about all the cool things you're involved in.
Rest in peace, Burnt Reynolds.
Oof.
True.
He died today.
He did
Yeah.
die today.
Very sad.
Pour some out for the homie.
Yeah, pour some out for them. Thank you so much, Honeybush. Hopefully you can join us again in the future. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and watching. We had quite a lot of people. Links for all of our random stuff down below. Discord, YouTube, website.
YouTube and Discord links below.
You know it. Down there. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming out soon. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, you can catch Top Clock, where we are topping and clacking. So.
Ooh, a new question. Amnesia says, do you think I could
outdrink Koreans?
I don't know.
Like
8 Koreans back to back? Probably not. We'll see.
We will see. Well, everyone, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. I got a lot of keyboard chores this weekend, so we'll see you then. Peace out.
See you